entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Hi guys, I'm Grumpy here, and this is my Raid Shadow Legends diary. So, just to go into something really quickly, I was going to go for Finchie in the fusion. There was only one that I was going for because I wasn't going to fuse the entire boss. I was going to go for Finchie, right? And first I had a video come out a little while ago that said like, oh, I kind of like the fact that it's a fragment summon for the epic champions, and then you get to fuse them, because before it was you had to get all these rares and level them all up, and then you had to, fuse them into an epic and level that all up, blah, 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 blah. And then I saw this video from Hell Hades, and it was something that I hadn't thought of because I was only thinking about getting Finchie, and I hadn't really focused on it. I thought I'll just get them along the way because they're just fragments. I just do some of the events. The problem is, and he brought up this point, they've put the fragments at such a high clip as to how far you have to go in order to get them and what you have to meet. So I have to get, well, this is classic arena takedown. This is for Mordecai, but in any case, 15 frags. I got to get 455 points in an arena that is garbage now. When I first saw that, I was like, okay, that's not a big deal. And I'm in gold 1 now, even though I used to spend all my time in gold 4 up until about a month ago. Jerks. Now it's so hard to get because the arena is already difficult. I'm about to fall down into silver and I have to get 455. Like, seriously though? And then I haven't even done this one because I'm not going for that guy, but it's ridiculous the level that they've put the requirements for the frags. It's nuts. I'm just coming to the conclusion that, I mean, I'm gonna halfway try, but if I don't get it, okay, so what? Like it's a couple of epics. I'm not going for the the legendary fusion anyway. And so in my head, if I don't get them, then so what? 9 times out of 10, whenever I get them, then I pull them from a freaking shard anyway and end up with a duplicate. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's frustrating. It's frustrating what they're actively doing, but that's why I'm switching over to not spending a dime. And that's the funny thing too. Now all the shop and the deals and the stuff, they're super cheap and affordable, seeing as how I haven't spent money in the last month. They're like, oh, hey, spend money now. And I'm like, hey, go away. So in any case, another thing in the comment section, I've had plenty of people on my Ursula video say like, look, you have her built wrong. You have her in the wrong gear, blah, 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 blah. She's worth it. Now, one correction, I never said that she wasn't worth it. My regret, and I should have probably been more clear, my regret isn't thinking that she isn't a great epic. My regret was, given that I have Raglan and the Reliquary Tender already leveled up, she didn't seem necessary. But I've heard so much, I mean, not like 3 people, but I've heard enough about her to be like, okay, maybe I need to rebuild her. So right now, today, what I have been doing is going into Fire Knight, and this is all like bouncing back and forth and how the game just kind of does this. But in order to do Fire Knight successfully, I had my Cold Heart in Destroy gear that was still there from the Scarab King. And if you notice, I put this kind of crappy crit rate gear on her, but like her crit rate is low. So what I'm having to do in order to get through Fire Knight successfully is rebuild my Cold Heart, and I need the right gear for that. So I'm gonna have to look around and build this Cold Heart back up so I can get through Fire Knight successfully, so I can re-gear my Ursula in regeneration gear was the recommendation that I was taking, like a regeneration gear and immortal gear. Now I had her in speed, and I was kind of wanting to keep her in like all speed or even relentless because I liked the fact of getting extra turns and her turns coming around a lot faster. I have my Raglan and my Reliquary Tender in relentless gear, as well as my Seal of the Drakes, and that the relentless gear procs relatively often, even though I think it's only what it says 18%. Yeah, 18% chance for an extra turn. It seems to proc more often than that, but even when it doesn't proc a lot, it's you're getting extra turns, more turns to heal, reducing cooldown as a another side effect. So I was wondering, I'm going to do the regeneration gear. Now, the dummy in me, and I regretted it immediately after doing it, I was looking for silver because I was short on. So, sorry I had to cut. I just had to split. My phone does the stupidest stuff sometimes. I sold all my regeneration gear because I needed silver. I can't even remember what for. I was leveling up. I know what it was. I was leveling up artifacts so I could get the fragments for Finchie. So I sold all my regeneration gear that I had gotten over the last, I don't know, since the beginning of the game in order to level up other stuff for champions that I'm actually using. Like I think it was mostly for Razin. I sold all of my regeneration gear so that I would be able to work on the artifacts so that I would then be able to get those frags for Finchie, a champion that I may not even be able to fuse now because they've put the fragments at such a high clip that now I might be screwed. And so it's kind of leaving me with this feeling of like my impatience has cost me, and this is 100% my fault. I'm just going to Doom Tower real quick because I do like the Eternal Dragon's gear, so I'm going to just kind of farm these frags and then call it a video. But it's kind of put me in the situation of I'm an impatient person, and if I'm refusing to spend any money on this game just because I don't like the things that they're actually doing to the player base, like they're trying to act like this clan versus clan. Now we have clan versus clan, and it just seems like I don't get it twisted. I like the extra resources and stuff, but if you want to quote unquote compete in clan versus clan, then there's no way for you to really compete at a high level without spending money. And a lot of games are like that where you got to spend money in order to get to the higher levels. That's fine. But with the way that this game forces you to grind certain things and in order to progress your characters, to put a lot of things in the way that means that you will have to spend money to get those resources just kind of bothers me. So I like the game. I love the game. And I guess the main thing, and this is what I used to do in DC Legends a lot of time, what I would say, and what I've even said about Raid Shadow Legends, while I'm sitting here complaining, hey, the game is free to play. So if I don't want to spend the money on the stuff, I'm just not going to. And so that's the kind of approach that I've taken. I'm just not going to spend money on this game, and I'm going to have to be patient. But the stupid, impatient side of me is the side of me that will sell all of my regeneration gear to try to level up the artifacts for a Razin so I can get the frags for a Finchie, leaving me unable to re-gear my Ursula. I'm a genius. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to find ways to be patient for this game, I guess is the best way to put it. Better ways to manage my resources and better ways to discern which champions I need to invest in and which champions I shouldn't. And instead of going for everything, just being like, okay, I'm done with it. And there was a good period there where I was just, and actually it's still going on, where I just have one champion that I'm focusing on. I might do some gear work here, there, and everywhere, but I just took Archmage Helmet to 6-star. That's fine. I did that quote unquote slowly. It took me a week to do it. And at the end of the day, like a week isn't really that long to level up a champion to 6-star, is it? No. Like if you farm your food consistently, if you keep doing that on 12-3 every day for 30 turns, you basically get there relatively quickly. So that bit of patience that I need to have, I've already completed all of the dungeons to level 20, which, yeah, I get them at 6 and 7 minutes. But if I just run it on an auto clicker overnight, then who cares how long it takes? It's going to use the energy. So, yeah, I mean, I'm already asleep, so it doesn't matter if it takes 2 hours to do all 30 runs or however many runs or to burn all the energy, right? So, yeah, this random rant, I wasn't even planning on doing this. I was actually planning on trying to go at the Celestial Griffin again because I still haven't been able to get past that thing. I think that's my new Scarab King is the Celestial Griffin. But in any case, it's, I want to say it's frustrating, but it's not. It's kind of like the whole Finchie situation and the fragments is kind of strengthened my resolve. The fact that they're putting much, much, much cheaper packs in the shop now to try to entice me to spend is kind of strengthening my resolve to be like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. So I don't know. It seems as though I'm gonna play the game and enjoy it for what it is. I was never gonna be number one in the world at this thing anyway, because I'm definitely not willing to spend that much money. But no, it's how do I put it? I'm finding ways to resist the urge to lose it or get frustrated because I'm not getting something that I want from the game immediately. If I don't get it, I have a deep enough roster now. I have plenty of champions that I should be working on anyway, so I'll just focus on them, focus on that, build my team, get my gear, get them stronger. And then if I get something else along the way, then that's cool. I'll still go for Finchi now, but I mean, I'm not gonna break my neck to do it, like I said before. So I guess that was more of a self pep talk, right? It's kind of what it sounded like. In any case, thank you guys for watching. If you have any advice on how to better use my resources, how to better save, how to be better at just being patient within this game, because again, like I started off DC Legends as free to play, and I did that for 2 years before I kind of cracked and started doing certain spending. But even then, after a while there, they never made you spend that much money, like not at all. Like this game wants you to spend thousands, and that game never was really like, I mean, you could, but it was never like you felt like you needed to do it in order to progress at all. This game, it does feel like that sometimes. So what are your tips, your tricks, things that you do to keep you patient within the game and enjoying it and not having to spend money on the game? What are your free-to-play tips? I guess is the best way to ask that. What things have you figured out? The one thing I figured out was the auto clicker. I'm sure that saved me a lot in terms of just progression. So what are your free-to-play tips? Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.